In this video, I'm going to be building the best possible team right now in NBA 2K23. My team with every card available to my choosing, whether it's free cards or lock-in cards or cards off the auction house. I'll be building what I think is the best 13-man rotation right now in my team. And let me know in the comment section down below, first off, what do you guys think about this squad after I build it, but also let me know if you guys had every card to your choosing, what would be the best team you guys would build right now in my team. But at the starting point guard position for me, I still think the best point guard in the game is going to be endgame LeBron. 6'9" at the point guard position, 7-foot wingspan. You take a look at the stats and badges, we know they're all going to be 99. We know the tendencies are going to be maxed out at 100. But the thing about LeBron is I do think he is still one of the best player models in the game for a point guard, and he also just gets great defensive animations in game and really good slashing animations as well. So I know Magic is a top tier point guard and he'll be on the squad as well somewhere in the lineup, but I do think LeBron is still going to be the best point guard, and pairing up alongside LeBron is going to be Kevin Durant. I mean, to have these two cards in the backcourt is going to be super overpowering. I mean, to have Kevin Durant, a guy that's 6'10" at shooting guard, 7'4" wingspan, and can be a really good offensive threat, is going to be amazing to have alongside LeBron, who we know is going to be a really good defender at point guard. So we got great balance of offense and defense there between endgame LeBron and endgame KD, but can both score at a really high level. And then the perfect small forward and the best small forward in the game is easily going to be invincible Victor Wembanyama, a card that is just so overpowered and so unfair. He's 7'5" at small forward, 8-foot wingspan. And we know Victor's got one of the best player models in the game. He can just do everything on the court at such a high level, whether it's slashing to the basket, whether it's knocking down threes, whether it's playing really good defense. I mean, this card is an absolute glitch, man. Like, to have this card in the squad alongside endgame LeBron and endgame KD is going to be an absolute joke. So I think the starting lineup so far is looking absolutely ridiculous. And then for the starting power forward position, I still think Shaq is going to be the best power forward to play on this type of squad. Now, there's some other really good power forwards we'll talk about here in a second, but Shaq going to be 7'1" at power forward, 7'7" wingspan. But the big thing about Shaq is just how good of a player build and how good of a player model he has, where he's going to be such a good defender and really good at mashing down low with how wide of a player build he has. So yeah, Shaq is just such a dominant force. Like, we know he's going to have that jump shot, you know, being the same as all the other endgame cards. We know he's going to have the exact same dribble sigs, exact same dunk packages. But the thing about Shaq is he is so good at mashing down low and is just an absolute beast on defense. So I do think he's going to be a great power forward, and in game, you know, Shaq's most likely going to be guarding the small forward, where Victor Wembanyama is going to be guarding the power forward. So I like having that height with Victor, so we can run a little bit, not smaller of a power forward than Shaq, because Shaq is definitely no small human being, but I'm just saying, like, you know, if you verse a taller lineup with like the tallest cards in the game, you can have Victor, you know, being there, able to guard the power forward or center. But then to round out, in my opinion, guys, the best starting lineup in the game, I think you got to go Manute Bol, just for that size and that defense. I still think he's one of the best cards in the game. I know we have like Victor, I know we have LeBron and, you know, all these other great endgame cards, but Manute Bol is still going to be 7'7", 8'5" wingspan, one of the best player models in the game. Just such a wide player build. He gets such good defensive animations. Like, this card is still an absolute glitch. He can do everything on the court by knocking down threes, you know, handling the ball, playing really good defense, playmaking. Like, he can just do everything at such a high level. So in my opinion, guys, this is going to be the best starting lineup in the game, and it's an absolute joke of a starting lineup. Like, this team is ridiculously good and so overpowered. But now coming off the bench, I do think is going to be endgame Magic. Like I said, I still think LeBron is a little bit better compared to Magic Johnson just because of his defensive animations, but Magic is also a great defender. Right, 6'9" at point guard, 7-foot wingspan. I think LeBron also just moves a little bit better in game compared to Magic Johnson, and I think he also, you know, just gets better slashing animations, whether it's layup packages, whether it's strong fouls. I just think LeBron's a little bit slightly better of a card than endgame Magic, but we're talking about endgames. They're pretty much all going to be the exact same cards, so they're going to be very similar between LeBron and Magic. But now for the backup shooting guard position is going to be endgame PG. I think once again, for an endgame card, going to be very, very similar to Kevin Durant, just going to be a little bit smaller, only 6'9" at shooting guard with a 6'11" wingspan. But the thing I will say about PG is he's got a really good player model in game. It's kind of a wide player build. It reminds me a lot of like a Rudy Gay, type of build where it's going to be wide, really good for defense. And I feel like he also gets great slashing animations, very similar to a card like LeBron. For the backup small forward position though is going to be the Hero Bull. Just such a tall and good defensive small forward, and I feel like he's going to be a really good pairing alongside Magic and PG. He's 7'2" at small forward, 7'7" wingspan. We know he's going to be a great defensive card, 95 block, 90 steal, 92 perimeter, 95 interior defense. He's got great Hall of Fame badges across the board, and I think he's actually got a decent jump shot. Not going to be anything crazy fast or crazy overpowered of a release, but I still think it's a very solid jump shot with his own base and own upper on very quick timing. And then I think he's got great dribble sigs, the Kyle Lowry size up, the tray escape, name behind the back. He just moves really well in game for a card that's 7'2" and has a great player model. So I do think Bull is going to be the second best small forward and coming off the bench behind Victor Wembanyama. Now for backup power forward, it really comes down to Kareem and D-Rob, but I think I'll give the slight edge to Kareem just because of his size and his player model. I do think is a little bit better than D-Rob's. He's going to be 7'2" at power forward, 7'7" wingspan, but we know Kareem's got such a good player model in game where it's going to really help him out on defense. So comparing Reem to Shaq's got more of like that wide player build, right? Really good for paint stops down low and able to mash, where Kareem's got still a really good player model. It's just a little bit skinnier of a player build, but it's more lanky. So he's more like a Giannis or a Victor Wembanyama when we're talking about the player build, where Shaq's more like a Manute Bol or a D-Rob, kind of more of those stocky builds, right? So I do like Kareem's player model a lot, and I think that makes him a really good defender. And once again, he's still going to have that same jump shot, same dribble sigs, and same animations. Now for the backup center position to round out the best hand-man rotation currently in the game, I think you still got to give it to Yao. I know there's some other really good center cards in the game, but I think Yao is going to be a really good pairing alongside Kareem, alongside Bull. He's going to be 7'6" at center, 7'9" wingspan, and we know Yao is going to bring that height. He's going to bring that size and that defense, while also still being decent on offense, able to stretch out the floor and knock down a three when he needs to. But like I said, D-Rob got to be here in the lineup. He's such a good power forward with that lefty release. I think it's a way better jump shot. The end game release, I've always said, I think it's a better jump shot when it's on a lefty card. For whatever reason, I just think it's easier to green with. So I think D-Rob's got to be here in the lineup, definitely as the third power forward. I also wanted to include Luka Doncic, just because I think he's a great offensive point guard. Might not be on the same level as a LeBron or Magic just because of their size, but I still think Luka moves super smoothly in game and is a really good 3-hunter. And then for that 13th final spot, I mean, there's a bunch of different endgame, a bunch of different cards you can go with. I'm just going to throw Tracy McGrady in there because I know a lot of people don't like the endgame cards. So if you don't like the endgame Paul George or even don't like the endgame Kevin Durant, you can still get a really good option at the shooting guard position in Invincible T-Max, 6'8" at shooting guard, 7'2" wingspan, but he's going to have that different jump shot where he's got the Oscar upper. If you don't like the Sadiq Bey upper on a Paul George or a Kevin Durant, you can still use Tracy McGrady, and he's going to be such a good shooting guard. But in my opinion, guys, this is going to be the best possible team right now in my team. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would change about it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.